Saturday. It's 8 o'clock, so it's big detecting show time.
News just in on a great new resource for detectorists around the world.
Good evening. Tonight we're in the heart of the countryside where an unusual discovery has been made.
Subscribe to Metal Detecting News for all your manufacturer and dealer updates.
Find out what all your favourite YouTubers are up to.
Get news on all the amazing rallies and clubs near you.
You know Metal Detecting News has free giveaways? I'd better subscribe then, it'd be daft to miss out.
Good evening. Oh, you've got the top of my head now. I'll sit back a bit. Hello, darlings. How are we all? I've got the strange man sitting there.
So got me sunglasses on because it's so hot. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Donna. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello, darling. How have you been anyway?
HOT and very frustrated.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, down south, as in everywhere in the country, the ground is rock hard. The crops are growing well, if not need a bit of water. And I've got lots of things I want to get out with. I've got this thing here, which I'm at Derek's. I
didn't realise how small and narrow it would be. It looks epic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for that.
lovely smell of salt. So the HF2 coil, been out of it a few times. The ground's really hard, so I had to up the frequency quite a bit and sensitivity a bit. But it's found some bits, and it's very quiet and very stable, I'm finding. So
what is it like when you're up in your sensitivity with it on this hard ground?
Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine, but if the ground's rock hard, you need to up your sensitivity a bit. And but there's not a lot of land available at the moment.
But you're not getting a lot of chatter or falsing with it, then?
No.
Fantastic.
I've only been out of it 3 times, so found some bits. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting how it goes. But it's hot. David's not on tonight because he's got he's ill, bless him, again. So yeah. So
I have 50 minutes to cook dinner, eat dinner. You didn't see our private chat, did you? Dave messaged me privately, Donna.
Well, yeah, thank you for Donna coming on, because it'd be me on my own, which would be a nightmare.
I think you should just call me Lady Everybody.
I'm in total control.
You should just call me Lady Everready. I'm always here if you need me, darlings. And I can't see the chat, by the way. So unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with that. 2 people watching, Dave and his wife. So that's all good. We've got some exciting guests on tonight. We've got Fodder Phil with his amazing Matrix seal, which he'll be on very shortly, which has got some really nice significance behind it. And also it went to auction last week, which we were hoping to have him on the show. So apologies for that, because there was a massive global internet outage. Google Cloud, which I didn't even know we use through our streaming company, went kaput. So we couldn't do it. So all the show was me and Dave live streaming between us, drinking alcohol, walking around our gardens. And having a bit of a chat. You did have
a little chat, which was quite nice. But it wasn't. We did put a bit in the chat. But anyway, so we've had some things happen this week. We've had a metal detector that's come out, and it's from XP. So this is the Icon 7X.
Doesn't XP. That look sexy? It does look sexy. I like the look of that.
Yeah, I think this is. There's going to be. I think there might be a 5, 6, and a 7, or a 7, 8, and a 9. But the interesting thing with this is designed to fit onto your standard Deus control. So this will work wirelessly with your coil. So we'll just have a look at that. So it's quite nice buttons. Personally, it's early days. I think it's going to be out towards the end of the year. It's USB-C. Woohoo! USB-C.
You've been asking for that. You have been asking for that for a long time. So
I think it's going to be out. This is me guesstimating towards the end of the year. I think it's going to be out for about 500 quid to compete against mid-range detectors.
Is that sort of to replace the ORX?
I'm not sure. I think it possibly is. And we've also got another detector which came out this week, which is actually a revamp. Not that one, Adrian.
Not that one, darling. Put your hands where I can see them.
Is the Invenio from XP, the Pro. So this is the Invenio's been out for a while, but this is a Pro, and it uses AI to.
That's from Nocta, not XP. You said XP, but
sorry,
it's from
I don't know what. Yeah,
there's a good job of grown up here.
Yeah. I haven't been to the brewery tonight. I'm dehydrated. So there's a video on the XP Nocta website. It's a bit interesting because a bloke goes to a historic site, which in the UK isn't great, but it's got AI in it. So basically it maps the ground as you're detecting and shows you the target under the ground before you dig. which
and that has actually been out for a while, hasn't it? Is it actually for sale now?
No, the Invenio's been out for a while, but this is the upgraded AI version. Now, it's probably weird, but it's like going fishing and you can see what's in the lake and pick what you want in a kind of weird way. The whole point of metal detecting is you go out there, you don't know what you're going to find, and then suddenly something pops up. Anyway, that was what I was
going to
bringing
give
up.
you more of a clue as to what you're going to pick up, whether it's going to be a tin can or a nail or a coin.
AI is good, but it sometimes goes wrong. So.
Are you going to get it? Does. I mean, do you know what? If people are raving about AI, there's a really good test. I would advise you. Everyone's got a subject that they're really good at. Everyone's, even the thickest person, and I'm not saying any of you are, but you've all got something you're an expert in. Think of a question relating to that subject, and then ask AI. Honestly, the rubbish you get back is hilarious. It really is. The same.
Okay.
Because it works on most popular here on that subject, not the correct information.
Well, you're right, actually, because I put in it the other day, show me a picture of my ex-girlfriend in 1997 in a bikini, and it was totally wrong. Talking of bikinis, let's get the man on. Fodder, you all right, mate?
Chrissy and Pink, hey darling, how are we doing? Nice to meet you. I've not met you before, so anyway, we've got to say
week, I think.
He's a very nice man. I'm just trying to find the pictures.
I don't know. You've got a YouTube channel, haven't you? I'm pretty sure I've watched that.
It's just Dig Life UK. It's the group that I run. It's but we don't really do anything on there, if I'm honest.
No, it's a good channel, though.
I don't have the time to input into it, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Can I just say, is it April Fools? Because and we're talking about AI as well. That detector, is that for real? I've seen so many comments saying this is bull crap and blah blah blah. It's AI, and it's like that's just literally landed. There's been normally when a detector comes out, there's speculation and blah blah blah. I literally saw that the other day, and then you've mentioned it tonight. I thought, what's going on?
I think XP last year were talking of launching a machine, and I think from the FCC or whatever it is, the electromagnetic, it passed this month. So,
oh yeah.
So, and there is a patent for certain things, but
well, this is Doctor, isn't it? I mean, are we going to get Dilek on the show and have a chat about this?
Yeah, I think we will, but I think Nocta will be probably bringing out their PI machine, pulse induction machine, in the next month or so. So we'll get Dilek on then, because no one's launched a PI machine for many years. So
no, they haven't. Who was the last people to launch a PI?
Actually,
hold on.
The machine I use is the Tarsaki.
Oh yes,
which is MDT, mixed domain technology, and that's a mix of pulse induction and VLF. So and that's won me some. Yeah.
Well, talking of that,
and that's an amazing machine.
What? Well, you did. I was going to show what
chicken. Hold on.
This is what you found, Fodder.
Yeah, so that was with the Deus 2.
That is beautiful.
My little specialised gold mode. Yeah, what a day.
Did you know, Phil, when you found that? I mean, we all know when we pull something really good out of the ground, and I hope you're going to talk us through your day. But did you instantly know that was, oh my God, I've found something that special?
I'll tell you exactly how it unfolded. So, not really going to go into the story of it, but I'd had some really bad news. And at the time, my good friend Cookie rang me up and he said, you need to get down here. You need to get down and sort your head out. I know what you're going to do. You're going to go off the rails and blah, blah, blah. and basically gave me and Ricardo, my wingman, an invite down to his permission in Wiltshire. So I walked onto the field. This is exactly how it happened, and I always do this, actually. I truly believe if you ask, believe, you will receive. And I do this every time I dig, regardless of that situation that day. So I put my detector in the air and I said, come on, bro, find me something nice. And it was a Roman site. I've had invites before off Gary, and I found some amazing finds, but nothing truly as amazing as this. And basically, we walked out, and it was tough. It was highly mineralised ground, and I struggled. I had about 7 Roman coins, and it was about 1 o'clock, and I shouted Rick, I said, come on, let's go and get some snap, as you do. So we walked down, back to the car, and I was literally 1.5 meters from the hedge line, and I hit this signal, and it was the sweetest 92, and I was like, wow. And I thought, straight away, I'm at like 1.5 meters from the hedge line, it's going to be a can. But it was sweeter than the can. There was no echo with it, you know. And I dug it, and I was like, I knew what it was, and I was like, oh my God. Actually, my hairs are sticking up when I say it now. And I went, mush. I was calling mush, Ricardo. I went, mush, come here, tell me that's what it is. And it was still in the clod. It was in the clod, and he was like, mush, oh my God, mush. And I just kept walking away in tears, floods of tears. I knew what it was, and he was just confirming it to me. And yeah, it was just, I was going to dig it. I dig every signal, actually. So I'm saying I wouldn't have dug it because I thought it might have been a can or whatever. I dig everything. What I've learned over the years on different soil conditions and everything is I've had stuff under my coil that's not even giving me a signal. It's just a little zip. And Neil Jones taught me this. I had a lesson off Neil Jones a few years back. I call him my sensei because he taught me stuff that the average detectorist wouldn't even do. And again, like I say, I'll dig anything anyway. Do you know what I mean? I'll dig if it's crap, whatever. And yeah, that day it was just wow.
Yeah, blew you away.
Literally blew me away.
A perfect. Well, I was gonna. It's not a pun, not intended, but a perfect seal on a difficult day. You know, when you're kind of in that kind of zone and you just need a connection. I've had those times before where you just need a connection, and you know something's there.
Like I say, not just in that situation. That was a special situation, but I genuinely do it anyway. I truly believe if you ask and you believe, you will receive. And there's been many a times I've found nothing, even on my own permissions, and I've put my detector in there and I've said to certain people, come on, find me something, you know, and then bang, 10 minutes later I found an hammered. I'm like, thank you.
I do.
It doesn't always work. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't always work, you know.
No, it doesn't, but it gives you confidence. And I think in this hobby, you need to be positive. Julian Evanhart told me many years ago, you go out detecting, and if you feel negative, it's just not going well, just pack up and go home. If you feel positive, you're going to find something. 100%. And I remember when my dad
on digs with Rick, my wingman, and I've said, it's ain't happening. It's not our day today, and you just know, it's something that you feel. It's hard to explain. You just know. You know,
it's true.
Again, I truly believe I was meant to find that day.
Yeah. It's a weird zen, and you can. I think everybody knows who detects or who has been detecting for a long time, I should say, is that the field gods somehow communicate with you. Absolutely. And there is a thing in the ether, you know, there is that. We talked about it on the Halloween show, but there definitely is that. I need to walk over there. You know, if I walk over there, I'm going to find something, and it'll nag at you, and it'll nag at you until you go over there, and literally the first signal is going to be something really good. I mean, I've had a Henry VI Calais mint penny. I have had a Latin brooch like that. I've had silver denaris like that. But also on this particular field, I walk on, and it's got black bees. It's got Roman bees. And come and visit me, so if the bees actually come and sit on my control box and they come and annoy me, I know I'm going to find something good, and I always do. And that's
mental. You know what? It really is mental. I truly believe in it. I do believe you've got to ask, you've got to believe, and you will receive.
Totally agree.
Also, you're only as good as well. I've also got to stress this. You know, I live in the Midlands. It's not great for fines. That's why I travel all over. So, you know, you've got to be on some good land as well. You know, anybody can dig a banging signal. That was a banging signal. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It was a banging signal. A good detectorist to me is somebody who lets everybody go and then walks over the path that they've gone on, and they listen to things that they wouldn't listen to. And that's where your good finds come from, in my opinion. Everybody can dig a banging signal. I don't care. Garrett Ace 150, 4 inches down, you'll hit it. A good detectorist will find stuff that other people would leave. That's what
I think that, nothing against the Invenio machine that we were talking about earlier, but it it's AI, and like Donna said, and like I said, it didn't show a picture of my ex-girlfriend in a bikini. And the whole beauty of this hobby is tracking down that target, whether it's luck, whether it's skill, whether it's
You know
peace
what?
of mind,
I'm
or
just
whatever.
going to leave the studio, lads, for a minute, because for some reason my audio, I'm on my phone tonight, and my audio, you both sound like Daleks, and I can't hear what you're saying. I'm going to drop out and come back in. All right.
It's all right. What we won't mention,
100%. There's obviously the element of luck as well, isn't there? Come on. You've got to walk that path.
But interestingly enough, my mate James, when my dad died, 4 years ago, the next day, like my wife said, I was highly upset, and my wife said, "Oh, what are you going to do?" And I said, "Don't know." She said, "Go detecting." I went detecting, and I looked up and said, "Oh, come on, Dad, let me find something." And I think I found a hammered, which I find quite a few of, but it worked. It was within 20 minutes. And then another time I say, "Dad, come on," and then I find a Tizer can from 1987.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like when
But
I
that's
found
my
that
dad.
seal, it could be a load of baloney, but under the circumstances that close people to me will know, I truly believe that I was meant to find that day, you know.
Well, my mate James, who I detect with, we went out the day after his mother-in-law died, and I said to him, "You're going to get a good target." And he's like, "All right, mate." I lent him my Deus 2 when it literally first came out. Within, no lie, 30 seconds, he found a gold fob seal.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's like, "Forget me not." And that's like a message, isn't it? Mother-in-law, forget me. Yeah. But, hang on, we've got TC Detects, we've got Donna there, so we'll bring Donna back. So, Fodder, it went to auction. So what happened?
Okay, so my good friend Adam Staples, I got in touch with Adam. Adam runs Essex Coin Auctions, and I was chatting with Adam, and he's a great guy. He's always been a good friend of mine. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to run with Adam with it. And yeah, it went to auction. I'm not going to lie, a little bit disappointed on the day because, don't get me wrong, £4,600 a lot of money. It's a great amount. But I was told that there was going to be these bidders in there and this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And one guy never turned up. And at the end of the day, we all know an auction, if there's nobody bidding against you, then, it is what it is. So, yeah, it's one of them. I think it should have gone for more. I wish I'd have put the reserve at more. But you know what? My good friend Andy Law said to me, "You know what, Fods? You went for a walk and found £4,600.
Yeah. And
there's
that
way to look at it, which is amazing.
Do you know what? I've had a few things go to auction, and one of them went for a little bit more than that. And I remember the landowner saying to me, "How much do you reckon it's going to go for?" And I said, "Certain amount of money." And he went, "Well, that's quite good." And then when the auction went live, and I don't know if you felt like this,
mate.
I thought, what if it doesn't sell, or it goes like mine went for many thousands like yours, and I was like, what if it goes for like 300 quid? And the farmer was getting all excited, and fortunately it exceeded the original amount. But I can always remember I was at work, and no one at work knew what was going on, and I was like watching it in my PC in the corner screen, like, and I can remember thinking, and it started off low, really low, and I thought, oh my God, but it went for a lot of money. But there's always that worry, like you say, the right people at the right time turn up and bid, and you only need 2 people, one knocking on, and that's what I had 3, I think, and they were all going off against
Well, that's
each
what
other.
I missed. I missed this one guy who registered as a phone bidder, and he never answered the phone. So what can you do? But let me tell you, if I was a cat, I'd have had kittens that day. I was pacing around here at the auction. I was like, honestly, I was just walking around in circles, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Because it is the problem with auctions.
It's my first special find, actually my first auction. So it was like, I wasn't used to it, and it was like, oh my God, and it was hectic. I'd have had kittens if I was a cat.
Yeah. But I think, mate, it's so nice that you've found something of such significance, and more importantly, at a time when you were going through a lot in life.
Absolutely.
And the other side of the rainbow, there is a pot of gold, and whether that's from what happened when you found it and the money, it's and I know what you're saying.
It'll turn that memory into something positive, though. It'll put a positive kind of edge on that. You'll always think that was meant to be. It was a gift.
Someone's watching over you. Someone's watching over you.
That was meant to be. But I've also, can I just say, I've met some really good friends, obviously detecting and that, and I've just got to highlight a couple of people. People who are watching obviously know a really talented guy called Nick Berry.
Who? No, never heard.
Nick the Greek from down the market.
Yeah, Nick Berry.
Everybody knows Nick. I mean, his work is unbelievable, and thankfully he reached out to me, and I will always have this copy of that seal. It's exactly the same. He's made it in solid silver. It's got the jasper intaglio. It's absolutely stunning. So I'm always going to have this, as a to remind me of that day. And I also want to
show close up. Sorry, because Nick's art is unbelievable.
I can't really. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it is an exact copy, weight, size, everything. It's and that's in my display every day. So I've always got that with me.
Yeah.
And I just
isn't that nice? That is actually
honestly, Nick is one. If you've ever met Nick, he's one of the nicest, humblest guys. His talent is unbelievable.
I haven't met him yet. Some of these characters, these people that are in the show chat every week, I can't wait to meet. I've met Stephen Brame briefly, but he was having a photo taken with the guys at RCM, I think. But yeah, there are a lot of people in the chat that I haven't met and that I would really like to meet and just say hi to, because they all seem like a nice group of people,
Well,
and this is what it's about. It's about friendship, Phil.
I don't know if you've seen recently the guy who found the Saxon Raven head.
Yeah.
So Nick's latest work, to me, is best he's ever done. It's unbelievable, and you need to look that up if you haven't seen it. It's on YouTube. It's on all the detecting pages, and he's made an exact replica of that. And I'm like, oh my days, it's literally stunning.
I think we should do a big shout out to Nick Berry's YouTube channel, which is Nick Berry Art, and Nick Berry Art, and like Fodder said, he's got his son to film him making stuff, but it is absolutely phenomenal. It is really, really good.
It blows you away.
Also, Fodder, how good was he that night in the Chinese with magic?
Oh mate, you know something?
Do you remember
you were there, you could never explain that night, could you? Do you know what? Nick's like quite a quirky character. When I very first met him, he's very humble, but you know what? He's got this personality that is literally so funny. He's amazing, and he's dry, and he just comes out with stuff. And you know what we detect, but it's not just about the detecting; it's the after detecting. It's the crack you have with your friends. And Nick is 100% stand-up guy.
But you do all get on so well together. I watched quite a lot of YouTube. I'm the show's I'm the one who watches all the YouTube and tells them what's going on. But I watched you all doing a competition not very long ago. You were at a rally and you were against another crew doing a competition, and it was hilarious, but the bond between detectorists, I mean, only we can understand what we do, but he does seem like a brilliant guy, and so do you, to be fair, Phil. It's nice to actually
I've got my faults,
meet you.
people know, but
we're all God's children, Phil.
he without sin cast the first stone.
I'm actually
exactly.
I'm not. I was hatched under a good gooseberry bush. That's what my mother will say if you asked her.
Can I quickly just say on the seal again? So literally this week, I've met this girl. Her name's Zoe Pope. No, I haven't met her person. Stop. Angela, help. So I've met this girl. Mickey Richardson actually put me in touch with her. So she's a self-taught artist, and her name's Zoe Pope. I don't know if you've seen. Oh my God, her work's amazing. And Mickey first, I saw she did a piece. Mickey commissioned I think it was a Celtic coin, and Zoe did this, and I was like blown away by this. So not only have I got that seal, I've also commissioned her for her to do me her take on that seal in her art and her form. And her name is Zoe Pope, and she's on TikTok, on Facebook as Zoe Arts. And if you see her work,
I totally agree. She actually was in Treasure Hunting magazine the other month, and Britain's best-selling metal detective magazine. Just thought I'd drop that in there. And she did an article in there the other month in Treasure Hunting magazine, and the people who've spoken to me about it have said it's amazing. Her art, it's not like a drawing; it's almost like 3D. The way it pops out.
A good artist can do that, and it's all about, if you took. So I studied art, but it's all about the darks. You have to be bold enough to put the darks in to bring the relief. And somebody who really knows what they're doing, it's better than a photograph. It is just better than a photograph.
Oh, her stuff it's amazing. The images she supplied to Treasure Hunting magazine, we could only use them quite small because it was in the news and views. But when I looked at them full screen, I was like, oh my God. And whenever I next get a significant find, I'm going to give her a call and get her to paint it, because it is absolutely spectacular. So,
do you know what medium do you use?
If I'm honest, because she's that good. She's literally mind blowing.
I think we might message her to come on the show.
That'd be lovely.
But she might be shy, like Nicholas Sperry.
No,
Nicholas Sperry is very
I've
shy.
spoken to her. She's a wonderful lady.
Well,
she's really nice. She's easy to talk to.
She's from Essex, so what more can I say?
There you go.
I don't actually know where she's from, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, she's from Essex. Yeah,
okay.
Does she wear white shoes?
Well, please look her up. All you detectives, if you're watching, some of you regular people will know who she is from the detecting pages. Her name on Facebook and on TikTok is Zoe, Z-O Arts. Amazing.
Phil, would you do us a favour? Once you've actually got your artwork back, would you send it in for us so we can actually show people in the show what she does, what she's done for you? Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And I'll have that artwork, and that will always be my special day.
Yeah.
Top man. Fodder, thank you. Sorry.
One last thing, because as I'm talking to you, the absolute idiot Adrian McStraw has been messaging me while I'm streaming live. Right, I love this man to bits, and he said to me the other day, "You've got to tell everybody that I'm the best detectorist, and I taught you to detect." Adrian, this is live, yeah. I cannot do that. The best detectorist I've ever known is Dave Edwards, and it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Dave. Adrian, you're a
Happy
wee
birthday,
man,
Dave
boy.
Edwards.
You'll never take it, boy.
Has Adrian still got a Garrett? Is he still using his Ace 150?
Oh, mate, honest to God. I love
With
him to
wide
bits.
headphones.
I love him
Yeah.
to bits, but I can't give him the crown of the best detectorist.
He is a funny bloke.
He didn't
Fodder.
speak to me for 3 weeks when I said Sid Perry was. But I will actually say the best detectorist I've ever met is Dave Edwards. Consistency, week in, week out. Amazing finds.
Top man.
Nice to speak to you, and thank you for having me on.
No, thank
Been
you
a
very
pleasure
much.
to meet you, darling. We'll see
you.
you. We'll see you in the flesh next time.
Hopefully, yeah. And I'll when that drawing's commissioned and finished, I will make sure you see it.
Yeah,
Cheers.
please do. Please do. And happy digging if you can actually dig your ground wherever you are.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't been out a lot this year. Just like I did a rally the other week. I've done my own permissions. Just I'm spending a lot of time with my boy at the minute, and just evaluating. No,
we always say that on the show.
Adrian knows, keeping me head down. But yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
Nice to meet you.
Watching. Thanks, bub.
Cheers,
Bye.
mate. Bye. Oh,
what a lovely man.
Yeah.
Lovely man.
Talking of lovely men, we've got our next guest on, Mr. Tony Cawood.
Tony, the gentleman of metal detecting.
Oh, I've tried to.
Here he is.
I'll just find that nice man. Must be behind me somewhere. No, can't see him. He left with me.
You look like Monk from the back, TC. How you doing, mate?
Harry Monk.
Well, thank you.
Hey!
Scott, what have you called her?
So Tony's on the show tonight to talk to us about the benefits of talking up before detecting, and how it can reduce chafing and improve your detecting performance. But also, Tony, you're on to tell us about something new which you've developed. Do you want to explain?
I mean, I can do. I'm hoping that most of the viewers and listeners to this esteemed show have already subscribed, but I have created metaldetectingnews.co.uk, which is a weekly email newsletter for everything interesting to the hobby, or at least that's the intention anyway. So yeah, I decided that there wasn't one for the hobby because there kind of isn't. So I decided I would crack on and do it myself instead. So yeah, so we have about 14 issues in so far, and it's going well so far as well.
So what's the web address again, Tony?
www.metaldetectingnews.co.uk.
Yeah, I will put that up for our guests. So www.metal
Detecting news. No dashes.
Detectingnews.co.uk. I will put that on the bottom of the screen for people. So I'll just get you away from. So why did you set that up? Why did you set it up?
He just explained. He's bored.
So I get bored easily.
You're retiring too.
I get bored easily and I don't sleep. And I was getting made redundant through my choice. No, that's all right. My choice. It's paid well. So I thought I'm going to need something to occupy my time stroke mind, and sort of started thinking about what I could do that would be hobby related. Working for a bank pays well, but it's really boring and dull. So I figured if I could do something that was related to one of my passions, metal detecting being one of those, then that'd be great. And it wouldn't be like doing anything that's even remotely like work. And relatively easy to pull it together, relatively easy to create the newsletter, relatively easy so far. and
it's really nice. In fact, I mean, I look at it every week that it comes through, and I don't know if anyone else has tried it yet, but it literally is just to scroll through, and TC puts all the links in that you need to click on. So if you're going to follow something, the links are there. It's just bringing to light, this is what's going on, or this has been discovered, or anything we need to know in the metal detecting world, anything that's new, anything that's kit, anything that's news, anything that is found, flow stuff, just the whole caboodle of metal detecting. But also there are subscriber prizes as well, TC. Do you want to tell us something about how that came about?
Yeah, so my just from previous experience when I've run routers competitions, to win routers metal detectors and things like that, they always create a lot of interest. Weirdly enough, metal detectorists like getting free stuff. Who'd have thought that? So I had
my favourite hobby, free stuff.
Yeah, it's great. No, free stuff's great. I love it. So I had a couple of bits myself. I had a Digathon ticket, so that's one of the giveaways. I had a pinpointer, Garrett pinpointer, brand new, so I thought I'd put that up. And then my friends at the cleaning pencil company, I reached out to them, and they are giving away a trio set every month as well. So just felt like a good way of engaging with the audience and appealing to people's want of free stuff, and it's metal detecting related free stuff as well, so plan is to keep that going in some way, shape or form. Because it's nice,
so,
the community love
we
it.
Should say, boys and girls, if you are not already subscribed, when you finish with us at the Big Detecting Show, whenever you're watching this, by the way, because it will still be going, then visit www.metaldetectingnews.co.uk and subscribe. Just subscribe to the newsletter and you'll get a notification every time it goes live. And it's not bothersome. It doesn't ask you for any cookie things or anything like that. You just get to, every time it says it's gone live, you'll get a notification. You can click on that, and then TC is going to bring it all to our doorstep. So I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea, TC. Absolutely brilliant idea.
Tony.
Thank you. Yes, mate.
Tony, why have you got a man's skeleton on your bookshelf?
New roommate, because we moved house, so I redecorated a little bit. I've got some of my sort of things up there. So we have a skeleton, we have a phrenology head, because I kind of find them quite interesting.
I've got one of those somewhere. That's not mine.
Yeah. Demon mask from Venice.
Oh, I wonder what you get up to wearing that.
Indeed, mate. And a palmistry one as well, because I like them with the chronology ones. So yeah, so a little bit of redecorating just because it's a new house, mate.
But
hold on, I'm looking for something.
So,
this is the other thing I wanted to show you. So, in addition to the talc and Radox, I have discovered this. It is tingly mint tree shower foam.
That's the body wash?
Yeah, it's tingly. The more sensitive parts, the tinglier it is. I'm just going to say that and leave it out there. And obviously, you can, finish off afterwards.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that, Tony. He starts talking about tingly body parts.
I mean,
so,
I don't
Tony,
think you can really complain, Adrian. You started the whole talc shtick.
Yes, I did. And you have got that lovely 1970s talc, which I bought you. Talking of tingling, Rootus Versa there's going to be a new update soon, and when will Rootus stop bringing out updates? Because it's getting crazy. What's the next update going to hold?
Now that's a good question, because they are describing it as performance enhancements and are still just finishing it off now. So I expect it in the next week, 10 days sort of timescales. But you're right, Adrian. Arik does love to keep tweaking the software to try and get even more performance out of it. I think the only time he really stops is when he's working on another machine, and even then he comes back to it. You know, we've had Atrex updates since the Versa was released, so expect this to continue for those that the rootless Versa and Atrex users until we get a new machine, which I heard nothing about. So I don't think they're working on just yet. I think they're concentrating on optimizing the Versa.
I don't think they need to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the Versa's pretty capable machine in the right hands.
I'm quite excited. You know, I like new experiences. I mean, I've got different machines. I've got lots of different machines, but like
we weren't talking about this again, lady. I mean, it's like, you know.
But yeah, the I mean, Adrian, you rave about the Rootus. You love it. Why? What? I mean, we don't know your story, TC. Can you go back?
Oh no! Don't go back.
Go on.
No.
Go back.
Only go back.
I'm going to apologise now. Anyone? I'm sorry. I'm not saying the hellos. Adrian's got to be in charge of that. I'm on my phone. I can't see the chat, unfortunately. It also means that when we do Adrian's wall, he's in charge as well. So it's going to be absolute chaos. But how long have you been detecting, TC?
6 months.
About that. I mean, you know, if you count in buttons, about 1,000 years. But about 6 years, 7 years now. About 6 years.
So what actually brought you to detecting?
So when I was 10-ish, I used to go bottle digging.
Yeah, I
on
love
a Victorian bottle dump, which by weird coincidence is now outside my new house. I literally live opposite where I played as a child. Anyway, so I was always interested in history back then. I think what happened, Detectorist was on telly. Somebody told me to go watch Detectorist because my other hobby is writing, and they said it's brilliantly written. You should watch it for the writing, and I agreed wholeheartedly. It's an amazing show.
Yeah.
Then somebody bought me a load of Amazon vouchers, and I went, I don't want to just fritter them away on DVDs and the usual rubbish. I'll buy a metal detector and see if that metal detecting is something I could get into. And I will say at this point, I had literally no experience in the countryside. Countryside was an alien concept to me. So it was like getting permissions and stuff like that. I knew nobody in the countryside. No farmers, nothing like that. So that was all a bit of a challenge.
So what was your first machine that you bought?
So I'm probably consistent with a lot of people. I bought a crap Chinese thing off Tinternet, off Amazon, using my Amazon vouchers. It was called an Inti LCD, and it had a little double D coil, but whichever way you look at it, it worked, and it found my first little George V and VI coin spill on my first permission, and that was me hooked. I had a Rootus Alta 71 about a month after that. Yeah, about a month after that. Decided to upgrade.
So that was it. So what made you realise then that you had to go? Because obviously having no connections in the metal detecting world, having no experience, you go on the internet and you go, oh, I'll just buy that, whatever it is, it's the shiniest one and I can afford it. What made you choose the Rootus Alta 71 of all the machines you could have chosen?
Yeah, loads of research at the time with both of the magazines had featured it, YouTube videos, looking at the features, because I figured if I get one that I could switch, because I was a novice, but I'm also a gadget freak, so I've always liked gadgets.
Right.
The sillier, the more complicated, the better. So I figured the Alta 71 looked like something that I could both switch on go with, but also learn and grow with as well, because it was like I could fiddle with everything on it. So it was like, they did, yes, Philip. Yeah. Back in the day, I was one of the OGs on OF. I'll have you know. Anyway, Philip said earlier that the show was getting weird, and he's worse than everybody else. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd be able to grow into using the Alta 71. It won't be a case of within a couple of months, I'd be looking for the next gadget.
Right. So how is that leap then? Because obviously, when you have one of those really basic detectors, and then you go on to something that actually does loads of stuff, how was that leap for you? Was it a nightmare, or did you just get in tune with it straight away?
No, I think that's, like I said, using the stock programs, which we should all do whenever we get a new machine, to start with, to get used to it. So once I'd started doing that, once I stopped twiddling buttons and things, Dave does that all the time. And that's why you don't like the complicated machines usually. So it's like,
twiddling knobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave likes twiddling knobs.
I tell you what, I bet Dave is not twiddling his knob tonight. I bet that's the last thing on his mind.
Sorry, Tony. I'd just like to say hello to Richard Lincoln, who's in the chat.
Hello, Richard. We apologise.
He's been detecting for 43 years, and I was trying to work out how many years I've been detecting, and I started at 8 with my granddad. No, 6, and I'm 53, but I haven't detected every year since, so I don't think that counts. So up to recent years. Stephen Brame's asked in the chat, what machine did you start with, TC? We've just said that it was a Wing Wang Woo off Amazon, cheap one. And Donna, the question you're asking, like when Tony went to the Alta 71, I had an Alta 71, field testing it for Treasure Hunting magazine. And as soon as I got it, I thought, oh, God, you got the Deus, you got the Equinox 800, and then you've got this NHS shaft machine with a control box the size of 2 packets of fags. And I thought, and the font is Comic Sans as well on the control box. But that's for
Is it really? That's random.
Yeah. But I turned it on, and I think still to this day, it's definitely found me more than any other detector that I've had. And I've
Isn't that interesting?
21. Now, this is it's pre the Versa multi-frequency, but the thing I liked about the routers, it was so ahead of its time internally, but not externally. So it's a bit like a Saab car. So you get in a Saab.
You mentioned cars. You need to take a shot.
No, it's true. No, it's true.
That or you get banned.
No, it's true.
No, me and Dave, we've got an agreement. Every time you say it's like a car, you either get blocked or you have to take a shot.
I've just seen Ken's question about feet pics. If you want, Ken, it's fine.
Stephen Brames is just changed the water in the hot tub.
Okay.
Well, bless you, Stephen.
I've been using this.
But
Minty, yes.
Minty.
Tony, you don't just have Rootless machines. You've had MindLab, you've had Garrett. You like a good mix of machines. And what's your latest machine you've had apart from the Versa?
So I've had, as you know, Adrian, I'm blaming you kind of for this. I like having a different backup on a regular basis. I change them around, and they don't always have to be brand new machines. I quite enjoyed my White's Spectra V3i. That was kind of cool, having one of the original multi-frequency machines. Currently, my backup is a Knox 700 which
fantastic machine.
Yeah, exactly. I did enjoy your article, by the way, on the latest issue, mate.
I think a lot of people have overlooked at the 700, haven't they? And I don't think they should have done, to be fair.
I never see enough advantage in the 900 or the 800 between the 6. It kind of depends what you're looking for, but I'm never going in the gold field, so I don't need any of the gold hunting elements of it. So I think it's fine to do
I
that.
never understood. I mean, I bought the 800, and I mean, it honestly, it bought a field that I had searched back to life. So I went from my XP Gold Max to the Knox 800, It was that was a huge learning curve. That was my first ever like non-analog machine, so it was a massive learning curve. But I never understood why you've just got, you know, the gold mode is a hot gold mode on that, which we're never going to use really or for anything. But also what is that box? The little box controller. I don't understand it.
Well, can I just say on the you've got a 600, Donna.
I've got an 800.
You've got an 800, yeah. So on the 700, one of the key benefits is it comes with wireless headphones and it's wireless without a box, right?
Yeah.
Which the original Knox 600, if you and also Crawford's are doing a deal at the moment, and probably other distributors. You buy the 700, you get 3 wireless headphones with the Knox 700 and a pinpointer, and it is bloody good, and it is a powerful machine. And
how much is that for that kit? How much is that for the package?
700 odd quid, Tony, off the top of 7. Yeah, something like that.
But Tony, do you know what the little box is that you get with the 800? Because it's something to do with you compare your headphones with other machines.
Yeah. But
in the 7 and 900, they're now and the route versa. You just get wireless headphones that connect.
Yeah,
but why not? You don't need the little box. You need to get the little box out.
You started about the little box.
Yeah, no, going back to the 700 and 900, if you look at the features and benefits you get with the 700 compared over the 600, compared to the Knox 800 to 900, the 700 is actually better value for money. Because you get a lot more additional features with the 700. So I'm currently, have been for quite a few months, been using the 900, and I'm going to write a field test on that. And the 900 is a brilliant machine, but value for money, it's not a lot in it, but we all go for the top model. But you're right, I think Tony or Donna said we forget the 600, 700s, and some amazing finds have been found with those machines. And I think
don't know. I never knew what the advantage was after getting an 800. I never understood the advantage of getting the 800. To be fair, I don't know what else it has got that I'm missing. I would have been missing.
It's nearly Adrian's wall.
It is 2 minutes too.
I've got to work out how.
Oh Lord! You've got to work out how you can. TC, can you see the chat? You don't know what it is. I do.
I can
but
see.
I can't see the chat.
The chat. Adrian can see the chat, I assume.
Yeah, but when I'm
on my phone. If I click on the chat, it just blocks out the screen. I suppose
tonight we're going to give away composite cleaning pencil.
Ooh, thank you,
Graham. But
I could do a monkey then.
I can't see the chat, so
you can't. Hold on, let me do this. Can you still hear me if I do this? Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Okay. All right.
Can you see, Donna?
I can see, yeah. Hi, Andrew.
Give us a number.
21, Dean McAvady.
Oh, Christ.
Number 22, please, says Jim Panting. And Matt Kent says, Donna, where are you? I am here, Matt. Where are you, Matt? Martin Homan, 33, and Stephen Brame, 19. Oh, we've got purse bar, pipe tamper, doorknob, none of those. Celtic spout, no, that was Derek Sherwin, number 14. Cattle horn protector. Doorknob again. Ampula, says Will Wayne. Cane top, says the Dark Knight. 14 says Derek. You've got that. Yeah, Will Wayne says Ampula. And I've got Terret Ring, Nick Berry, no. Carl Ellis says number 10. Keith says Philip Wills. Selkirk Detectress, Goblet. David Seymour says number 12.
Jim definitely says it's a pipe tamper.
It's not a pipe tamper, no. Can ring, bullhorn stopper, sword loop. Jim, it's not a pipe tamper. Rain's Guide, no. Adventures in the Dirt. Rachel Flagg says 13. Watchwinder again, right? I'll go back to the bottom. I'm missing some comments every now and then.
Oil spout, fishing rod rest, strap fitting, buckle swivel.
Horse feather holdy, says D McAvady. What's that? Eagle Eye DJ can ring, no. Buckle says Eagle Eye DJ. You're trying Eagle Eye DJ.
Belt clasp.
Fishing rod rest says Dark Knight. Brilliant. Shelly's World belt swivel. Oil spelt says Atwell Wayne. Strap fitting, pull tongue, buckle swivel. Oh, come on, it's got to be easier than that. Can we have another number, please? Say Jim Panting candle holder. Brilliant. Well done. Thank God.
Oh, brilliant. I only saw Jim last week. Yes. So
I'm back. Well done. Phew. I was like hiding in the cupboard there. I could hear you, Tony, but I couldn't see what you were reading.
An incomplete copper alloy late medieval candle holder, dating 1450 to 1550. So thank you, Portable Antiquities Scheme, and thank you, well done to Jim Painting.
Well done, Jim. Thank you, Graham. Those candle holders, the Chinese made those kind of candle holders into the early 20th century. My daughter had one, and it was like a fish, and the tail went up to form the handle, and as the fish's head came down, the candle holder was at the edge of the mouth. She got it from a car boot sale. Absolutely
well
stunning.
done, Jim.
Yeah, well done. Fantastic.
Jim Painting.
Yeah,
Jim Painting. Dave will be pleased.
He wins quite a bit of stuff, doesn't he, Jim? He won
he won a Deus too, yeah.
He
sold it. I think he sold it to keep a Rootus Versa. Jim kept his Versa. Of course, Tony will say it. Jim, can you message me your address, please? Including I think I've got your mobile number, but go to bigdetectingshow.com, our website, and fill in the contact details, and I'll forward that on to Graham Dempsey, and he will send you some goodies. So well done, Jim. Wang Chung, thoughts on St Andrews Golf Course? Well, you can go and...
I thought they were asking about detecting on it. I'm not sure it's strictly legal, but, you know.
I think he's the brother of Wayne Kerr, but never mind, he's gone out the chat. We do get random ones join us tonight. So, Tony,
yes.
You set up metaldetectingnews.co.uk.
Yep.
You've been made redundant. So, what are the plans now? Are you going to go head first into detecting? And are you going to attend more rallies this year? And are you going to attend with Rootus, or what's happening?
So, definitely going to Detectable. Already have that. I got a Decathlon ticket that I won on here months ago. I got tickets for the RCM No Frills when they went online for the first two. So there's at least 4 rallies this year so far, and now I've got more time. I've just got a new car. I will, and once the weather stroke field situation gets a bit better, I'll probably up my weekly detecting to twice weekly at least, and then see how that goes. Keep me interested. Keep me, like I said, keep me from getting bored. That and metal detecting news, and my next venture as well. Which isn't metal detection related, but I think all of those will hopefully keep me from getting too bored.
But you're a writer though, TC. I mean, if Mackenzie Crook, Mackenzie Crook is not going to write the the next genre or the next generation of the detectorists. Are you gonna have a go at writing a script for a show?
I do have a pilot for a kids' TV show based around detecting. I won't say more than that because I'll be working on it. But yes, I do have a pilot that I need to dust off and re-edit. The hard thing isn't writing them. Sorry, that sounds conceited. It's very hard.
No, I don't find writing hard though. Some people can just do it. You know, that's the thing.
That's kind of what I meant. But getting it into the hands of people who can make decisions on commissioning or buying them, that's quite a little bit harder.
And that is a difficult thing now. I mean, you don't have everything is bought in now. You need to have a really good production company behind you who will actually support you through the whole business. So, well, good luck with that. I mean, that sounds exciting. You didn't want to take on, you know, the new generation of detectorists then and see how that goes.
I think a straight up copy of an existing show would probably not go down well with Mackenzie.
I did actually think of a scenario. I did actually think of a scenario that was quite sort of different. A few people have come at it from, well, you know, why don't you pick some of the characters actually in the show and develop them and their lives a little bit more? But yeah, I mean, I think detecting is such a quirky thing.
I think we've all got favourite characters we'd like to see sort of carry on, but you're not allowed to do that because they're existing characters someone else owns.
Do you know what I think would be a good film thing is the whole background of detecting. So family life, the kids taking the piss
that's
out
what
of
I mean. Yeah,
friends taking the piss out of you, wife getting cross because you need to put that shelf up or put
I don't do that.
No, but you're a detecting person. And the whole club thing as well. We've, you know, where there's good clubs, bad clubs. I think the real unearthed metal detecting, if that makes sense. I don't like using that word because there's certain channels that use that. But the sort of nitty gritty of detecting how it affects your life. I mean, when I had a proper job and I was working in an office, I would sit on my laptop and I'd have my work tabs open, and then in the corner I'd have a YouTube video or metal detecting tips or the new coil coming out, and it distracts from your work. It really does, and I think that would be quite interesting. It wouldn't be like a mockumentary, bit like I don't know. You know This Country, Tony?
No, but I was thinking Best in Show, something like that.
I've seen This Country. Yeah, you could do. I mean, you could do.
That's BAFTA winning, I think.
You can't do it. You couldn't do it drama based though, because it's too bloody funny. I mean, I think that is it. You know, detecting for a start off. When people, if I'm dressed up for an evening out and people talk to you, they've never met you before, and they say, what do you do for a hobby then, Donna? And I say, well, I'm a metal detector, so I detect. I mean, so if I'm at Cambridge or whatever, if I'm in the halls and I'm dining, it's what's that then? You know, explain what that is. And yeah, digging holes, being out in a field with a frying pan on a stick. You know, we said that to Fodder earlier, but only we really understand what it is we do and why. I mean, it's fishermen. The same, you know, why do you want to sit next to a lake and stare at it for, you know, maybe a whole weekend in the hope that you're gonna just catch a fish? I mean, my Stuart is he's a carp fisherman. He likes fishing, and I can see the joy in it. I can see that, you know, when you get the bite, it's like how I feel when we're out hunting. But you're just sitting there. You're not doing anything. You're just looking at the same view.
Talking of sitting there, we've got Gareth Howard in the chat, who's one of our long-term viewers.
Hello, Gareth.
He's not been here for a while, and I think because Gareth's here and he's joined the chat, we're going to do...
I don't know who it will be because I can't see my phone. I'll go back in the chat, shall I? I'll disappear.
Who's in Gareth's loft? There's no prize here. But who is in Gareth's loft?
Yeah, so those of you who've
lucky Philip Wills. Well done.
Philip Wills.
Donna, what are you doing?
Wait, hold on. I've got
sorry. I've got gee, OnlyFans. I wonder what was going on there. No, Dave's in a Gareth's loft tonight. So, cut long story short,
Gareth's got a toilet in there.
Dave, he still does Bob a Job. Those who remember it will remember Bob a Job.
Don't you mean Job a Bob tonight? Job a Bob?
Bob a Job. Well, Dave thought it was Bob a Bog, and he went round Gareth's house, and Gareth said, "I've got a lot of cobwebs in the loft." Dave went upstairs and broke the stepladder, and he's still up there, and he's really hot. So fortunately, Gareth's given him lots of water, and he should be okay, and he should be back next week. So thanks for watching, Gareth, and that is Gareth.
Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that brief Gareth loss. Anyway, we were asking Tony about his story. So we were asking Tony about his journey into metal detecting. So
it feels like about 3 hours ago we started that.
I know it does. It's one of those shows tonight. But when you were you got your Rootus Ultra 71. So what was the first decent find with that? Talk us through that.
Buttons.
Apart from a button.
So many buttons.
We've all got a button field, Adrian. Come on, I've got a brilliant button field. I'm guaranteed a good 20 odd buttons in 2 hours off of there.
Tony, can I ask? Sorry, changing the question. When was the last time you took your Ultra 71 out?
I sold it a while ago, and I've got because I had a Atrex and a Versa about 7 at one point, and I know you could probably understand this. At one point, my TARDIS had 7 detectors in it, and it's like I can't use 7 detectors. That is getting silly. That is getting addiction obsessional levels. I need to.
I think I've got that.
If you work out how to deal with that addiction obsession, then can you just let me know? Answers on a postcard, please. I can't do anything without getting obsessed about it. So,
and I started the hobby. Decided that I needed a YouTube
He's broken it now. What have you done?
What's he doing?
Oh,
I've got one of them wonky control panels on the Dias 2. It goes at an angle.
Yeah,
goes at an angle.
Still works. You're fine.
Yeah.
I've got my old golden mask sitting here behind me. But no, I don't. And so basically, you let some go. So what are you down to now then? How many?
I'm down to 2 at the minute, but I am planning, because redundancy money will burn a hole in my pocket. So I am planning a purchase, but I don't know what yet. I'm going to speak to Adrian about a couple of things at some point over the next few weeks.
You want something? I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but I like something different. I don't want the same thing. I want something to be sufficiently different. I don't think I'd go out.
You've got XP and you've got Mind Lab.
I have. That's sufficiently different. It is different.
I'm considering
it's 800. It's a million miles away from the Dias 2.
C-scope. That's what's different.
Oh no, I really want a
6 MXI. 6 MXI
is my probably my next machine. The HF coil for the Dias Master, and I need to stop spending money before I run out.
James Barnes, he can't let go. I've got issues as well, James. Do you know what, James? You're like me. You have to get probably tomorrow, actually, because it's going to be really hot tomorrow down south. I'll probably get them all out.
I'm going to dust
turn them on, change the batteries, charge them up. I'm used my Legend for a while. The Alta 71 I used in February, and I really, really missed using it. Do you know what, Tony? You know the little trigger.
Honestly, mate, I contacted Luke
better.
at the Technics this week to see if he had one still, because I was getting withdrawal symptoms. So I literally contacted Luke and said, "Have you still got an Alta 71?" And he's like, "I haven't got any left." I was like, "Oh." So at some point, I'll probably rebuy the 71. I'll probably rebuy half the machines I've had in the past. So I'm also.
That then falls into James's or James Barnes's. You know, finds it hard to get rid of. Isn't that why the antiques business is so successful? You know, we end up buying our childhood back. That's exactly. A whole big deal. But I can't get rid of my golden mask. I don't think.
I'd say golden mask is another one that you shouldn't get rid of at all. Definitely
mine's the original. Mine is the original Golden Mask 3 Plus. Goes down to about 18 inches. It's got the boost little button on the back. And I have had some properly deep stuff with that, but it is heavy. I'd still take it out if I hadn't got. It's got a connector problem with the headphones. It's wired headphones, and that needs probably looking at. But it's completely analog, and that was my first like proper machine. So
do you know I've got a few machines, but one of the machines I had many years ago, which I really, really enjoyed because of the display and simplicity of it, was the White's MX Sport or White's Treasure Hunter Pro.
Either a White's or a Viking. I don't know what it is. Oh no, it might have been a White's then. Does it make a sort of a woo sound?
No. The Whites they were really ahead of their game, and their multi-frequency came out.
Still ahead of its game.
Yeah, and they were really ahead of their game. And then my lab come out with the Equinox, and everyone said, "Oh, multi-frequency is the best thing,"
really,
and it killed Whites.
it's the first. I think I'm pretty
MXT
sure it was
Pro,
Whites.
Chevy MXT Pro. Yeah, I think it was. No, it was the Treasure Master Pro. White's MX. It was Treasure Master Pro, which was a pretty basic machine, but it had a hell of a lot of power in it. I think the Treasure Master Pro used 2 AA batteries, which isn't a lot, and the Pro used 4. But yeah, XLT Spectrum.
I wonder how long ago was that then? Because I wonder, it was one of my friends getting rid of it.
7 years ago.
Pardon?
6, 7 years. 6,
oh,
7
no, it's
years
longer ago than that. It's way longer ago than that. I'm pretty sure it was a White's, and it was just so. I couldn't tell if I'd got a signal or not. It was so noisy. And I hate that. I cannot detect with loads of background noise. I want to know if I've got a signal. And I think it's why I like the Nox will give you a really deep signal, but you don't get those little subtle sounds that you get from the Deos. But XP have got that knack of just showing you when there's a shadow of something there that's a bit deeper, I think. That's what I'm saying anyway.
Dean McAvady, Dave at Pentechnic will fix your golden mask, Donna.
Will he? Pentechnic?
I think Dean also asked
Papa. I'll put it on the screen, Donna.
P-E-N-T.
P-E-N-I-S-B-I-G-C-O-C.
If only she could watch the show back later.
I will do, yeah. I watch it in the morning and I give them marks out of 10.
Okay. I look forward to my review.
Richard Lincoln's had a White's. You've had a White's, Tony. Has anyone else in the chat had a White's? Because I really liked White's machines when they were about. They got a bit. They did the MX Sport, and it got a bit funny towards the end. They they were trying to reinvent the turbo car sort of thing. They did a sport one. I think it was yellow and black, and that was their last machine. But yeah, shame. And now
I've got to put the light on. Sorry.
Now they belong to Garrett, don't they? And we've not really seen anything. Well, actually, the Apex, no, the Vortex is a little bit like, yeah.
Some of the visual features on the Vortex look a little bit like the Spectre in the way it was doing frequencies and stuff, and not as sophisticated, but I've thought that as well. It looks a little bit like it, but I think Dave sent me a link during the week. They were selling off all of the whites. I think it was the factory, all the
factory
for auction.
Yeah,
it was a bit sad as well.
It is sad when you see a British business which could have, we don't support our own businesses and we should do, but when you see a British business, go. We need more businesses in this country making stuff. That's so important.
I hope Seascope are okay, because they've disappeared for quite a while. So although they got the rechargeable battery for the 6MXI.
Yeah, I must get a 6MXI. I've got next time I can afford to treat myself. I've just treated myself this week, so that wasn't a detecting related thing. So can I just say thank you to whoever it was who gave me the heads up for the Pentechnic? Who did you say that was?
It was Dean.
Wayne Kerr.
No, it was not. I'm sorry about this lighting, by the way. It's right in my face.
It was Ivor Biggin.
No, it was not. You have not got a big one anyway. It's very tiny. I saw you in your swimming trunks, remember? In the summer last year.
I was the first person to go to the showers at Rodney Cook at 7 o'clock in the morning. There was no hot water, but that's another story.
I hate that. Don't you just hate that when you're camping showers? It's either not have one or risk however it's going to be. We went to a campsite 10 years ago now. I know, because it's my friend's another birthday this year, big birthday. And the showers, you had to put money in, but it didn't tell you how long you had. So it was on a timer, and you could only put one coin in because of queues. So they said, hurry up, because as you went in, it was like, hurry up, because you get halfway through, like soaping yourself, and then the shower would go.
Tony, question from Adventures in Dirt. Hiya. What is the strangest find you found or creepiest? Ooh,
yes.
Hey Ken, the creepiest. So this featured on the channel a number of years ago. So I had a little piece of woodland that I'd just got, and it had a really steep sort of valley down into a little stream at the bottom. So I went down one side and up the other without killing myself or falling over. You'd be pleased to know.
I don't believe it.
No, I mean, there was no evidence this time anyway. I got up to the other side, and I found sort of supported between a tree like this, like almost crucified, was like a yellow oil slicker sort of jacket that somebody had then put a hat on. It looked like something out of like a slasher movie. I was like, who would put that in the middle of this woodland? And what's it for? And should I worry? I didn't stay that long. Didn't find much else. But that kind of was a little bit. If I'd have been of a tenderer disposition and didn't like horror movies in the first place, that would have been quite off-putting, I think.
That would actually, to be fair, that probably ruined your vibe. You saw that, and then whatever zen you were feeling going into the woodland, that's completely altered.
That's why I'm blaming the rest of the buttons on you. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. The curse of the yellow jacketed figure.
Maybe we should have a show on strangest finds, because I've had some witchcrafty medieval. Well, Donna Chicken's Foot and all that. I've had some very strange ones, and and I've also had some modern day strange ones.
Yeah.
So
also,
maybe
sounds like a Halloween show.
Sorry, coming on the show.
Halloween show.
Halloween show. You liked it, did you? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God! I dressed up as Dracula. Those who are watching,
I dressed up as myself. To be fair,
I think it's
But experiences, that's a really good one to bring in as well, because we've all had, and I don't mean necessarily spooky. I mean like bloody funny. I mean we've all had the most random experiences in a field. There is a field. There is you, whoever you are out there, Stephen, it might be you, Jim, it might be you. You walk into your field, it's you in the field. And it should just be you in the field. There should be, in the middle of nowhere, very limited chance of anything bizarre happening. And the most random stuff does happen when you're in a field.
Eagle Eye DJ, you're in the chat. Our permissioning, the big one. The knocking on the shoulder that day.
Oh.
And tapping on the shoulder, do you remember? Near the church. He knows. And also seeing someone who detected on our land before. It's finding some lightning photography. Someone said, "Don't go there, is spooks." Yeah. So this is who I detect with. And we've had some really weird things happen to us.
You've had lightning, Eagle Eye DJ, amazing.
Yeah, it is where we where one of our permissions has got a 12th century church, and it's got a round turret, which is quite rare for churches. And it's very, very old round there.
Saxon, there's a Saxon tower if it's round.
Yeah, Saxon, and it's still a modern day church. Well, and it's weird there. It's weird. We've had a few things.
If somebody actually said to him, "Don't go there, it's spooked." That's just a weird thing to say. Was somebody sitting in the hedge watching him the whole time? That would be even more weird.
Oh, James. No, I know where he's gone. He's gone to that lay-by again. And he always he flashes his headlights. Oh God, I know where he's gone. Oh,
I've got a story. When we're next all together in the flesh, ask me about that kind of lay-by. I've got a brilliant story that happened to
right. We're here talking about metal detecting and
detectable shall be fun then, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard Lincoln. Spire is not square. It's a round. It's a round
tower. Yeah, round tower.
Tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Richard, you probably know where it is. It's in Essex, in Chelmsford. So it's one of my permissions.
I just found out, by the way, I can get a train from here to Colchester. I can come to Colchester Museum by train. How about that? I know. Look at that.
Who'd have thunk that? Trains.
I didn't even know. I went to the station to take a picture of the sunset, because that's what you do. Because it's at the end of my road, but you go to the station to take a picture of the sunset.
Tony, she's only been on the internet for 6 months, so.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you mentioned Google.
Trying to Google me. Google what? No, I've got a new computer. Nothing works. I'm on my phone tonight.
Tony, I'd like to thank you for coming on tonight. It's been a great privilege, and I cannot wait to catch up with you and have a shower and talc up at rallies this year. And
you've got to go and get some of that. Adrian. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Where's the talc I bought you? Look at that.
Did you name her? Did you name her yet?
Look, put it on full screen.
Is her name Loretta?
No, it's Diane. She looks like
Diane.
That's there's a lot of worn paintwork on there. So thank you everyone for watching tonight.
Yes,
More importantly, thank you to Fodder Phil for coming on and talking to us about this film. And little Tony, for coming on.
Tony down there. Thank you, Tony.
And Donna, thank you ever so much.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And David, I hope you feel a lot better, mate, and you're back with us next week.
Good luck,
the week after, I'm not here. Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe. No, ignore all that. Just watch. Don't worry about that. We don't care about that. Just come and join us.
Well, we're not monetized, but we just want to spread the word. You know, tell people you enjoyed us, especially TC. You've been great.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Good night.